Hi, I have a journal for you, a recent one. It's from June 16th. The third one of that day, the Mayan day, was a crocodile or alligator. I guess those guys are pretty similar. Why are things backwards down here? I think I may have a handle on, or at least a handhold on the tail of why everything is so backwards down here on Earth, or rather here in 3D. At some point, it goes beyond funny how upside down and turned around things seem to be here. You can almost go east by heading west. Actually, you can. So it's reliable. Murphy had the essence of this, but certainly not the full understanding. He was just looking at the results of it. Besides, I think he wrote his little law all in good fun. I don't know. There's surely something to it, though. Murphy's Law, whatever can go wrong, will. Yet, it goes so much deeper than that, and I have a certain sense of something like this. I think it's due to the fact that 3D is a reflection of the light, the divine. Like a mirroring effect, everything is just a reflection here. Thus, things would be backwards and such, and consistently, too. I think we've all had the sense of something like this at one time or another. As we're all waking up now, we're more in touch with the inner, the higher self that we are by vibration. Intuition is on the rise. It's amazing. I'm so proud of our men, too, for it's hardest on them. They weren't raised right, especially here in the West. Our men have so much to offer us, but not by leading the way that they've been. No, they've been used by the dark force to show us, to illustrate not power, but power's misuse. It's a masculine, a yang thing, all right. Well, what's the reflection, the mirror image of that? What's the divinity hidden beneath? Let's start looking at it that way, for it's beginning to shine out at us through this one and that, here and there. Do you not see this in the eyes, the energy, the beauty, the strength, and even gentility of some of our men in these days? Take Alex Collier for an example. If you know of him, of his early on lectures and interviews, you can see where he's been and just how far he's come. It makes me just fall in love with the Andromedans, too. Alex was no easy one for them to work with and through. He fought them a good deal of the way, and emotionally, too. And the Andromedans don't have an internal understanding of emotion. They don't have our feelings. That was really, that was really fighting himself, though, just as you and I do all the time. It seems like that's what this stage of 3D is about, is resolving the last of our blocks to awakening. And these, though the last, can be hardest of all to work through if we look at them like that. Now, I'm going to take a pause here. Something's different. I'm not just reading from this journal. I'm ad-libbing as I go. So I've noticed that changing lately. These things used to be sacred to me. I wouldn't change a word, except for spelling or punctuation, or maybe to put something in brackets. When you look at my transcripts, if you see it in parentheses, it was written at that time. But when you see something in brackets, that's a later edit. And it's fairly recently that the flow has come through to feel comfortable doing these edits. And now I'm doing them live. Oh dear. So back to the journal. Uh, there is such ultimate beauty in a soul who has somehow stayed the course, who has run the good race, isn't there? Look within your own. It's a beautiful thing when you consider all the challenges, all the pain and the struggle, all the tears and the anguish, all the fear that's been worked through, transmuted by love, by the soul of that one. Well, now, do look into the mirror, dears. Yes, look at yourself. You are every bit as beautiful as all of that, you know. Someone like Alex and someones like the Andromedans come along and demonstrate this way by showing us his work over the decades and letting us see at least some of what that's been about. They do that for us, dears. That is us outplayed there. Yes, Alex is us, but we are us too. What do I mean? Well, think of it. How many lifetimes do you think you might have altogether? Quite a few, I don't doubt. I know I do. Well, if we could see over that time, that great big long period, the cosmic beauty of love demonstrated in your soul, we'd quite fall in love with you too. I already am. It's like that, you know. We're these awesome, great beings we know almost nothing about on the outer, the conscious level, that is. On the inner,